is up, Cryptosomniacs? How are you guys doing today? Happy, what is it, Thursday today? Happy Thursday, everybody. Hello, Debbie Home. How are you? Chris Phoenix, what's going on? Oops, let me just make sure I am also live on Twitter. Shebang. All right. Well, how's everybody doing today? Is everybody enjoying another green market day? Very exciting. Lots of cool stuff going on in the market today. Number of projects up. I don't even look at my portfolio anymore. Yeah, me too a lot. Me too a lot. But today has got to make you feel a little bit better about it, right? Especially if you're holding Ripple. Not one of my favorite coins historically, but boy, if you are holding Ripple, you are a happy customer in the last 3 days or so. Welcome to Tava Chin and Flyer2137 over there on Twitter. How are you guys doing? What's up, Keith Taubin? What's happening? Great to see you guys. Thanks for joining me. I know I'm on a little bit earlier than my normal time. That is because I've got late night meeting stuff. So wanted to get on and talk about this before it got too late. Anyway, yeah, how are you guys doing? Anything you guys want to talk about in the market? A couple things I want to talk about. Obviously, Ripple is number one. Ripple has gone bananas today. Lots of bullish sentiment in the market overall. Let's just get into it here. So, yep, top 3 coins in market cap, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple. Currently, EOS is holding up the number 5 spot. In between those is Bcash. So a couple of solid projects in the top, and Stellar taking out that number 6 spot. Everything is up solid today. Nice gains across the board. Market cap back over the 200 billion. 6 more coins on the market since since 2 days ago. What is happening, Steve Shen? Hello. Bitcoin dominance still high, but definitely has dropped. We've gone down about 3% or so, and 24-hour volume looking meh, still kind of meh at 13 billion, but you know, it seems like we've got about a similar amount of 24-hour volume most of the days lately. Anyway, let's just jump into it, shall we? So Bitcoin looking good, actually back up over the 6,500 mark. Let us see right here, because this is just exactly the same thing that we saw coming up the other day, right up here at the confluence of all of these moving average indicators. Looks like it started to gap out a little bit over the pump from yesterday, but we do see it coming up back to that level. So it looks like we've got pretty good resistance there at about 65.80. So 6580, 6600, something like that. I would like to see Bitcoin get over that and then see if we can surpass this previous high of 7400. So I think that we do have quite a ways to go before that. I suspect we will probably encounter some resistance right at about the 6700 mark, and then again probably right there at the 7000 mark. So we'll see what happens there, but definitely looking good, still looking like it's found that price floor. Obviously we had a big whale create some liquidity in the market yesterday around noon. I think Snay talked to that a little bit. They were able to set up ripe market conditions and take advantage of it by throwing their weight around a little bit. So anyway, let's see what we see for today, huh? In bullish news for the crypto markets, you know, a lot of people keep talking about, you know, this crypto's over and the market's going away, but Binance and Coinbase both have hired massive numbers of employees amidst the bear market. So Binance is expected to reach 350 employees in the very near future, and Coinbase has been hiring all year. So number of regular employees being hired on. Coinbase has also signed a number of high-profile clients. They've got the head of analytics and data science from LinkedIn, Michael Lee. They also got a head of counsel from Fannie Mae. Not sure exactly how I feel about that, as Fannie Mae was a big contributor to the 2008 housing bubble crash. So I don't know how to feel about that, but you know, hopefully that at least gives them I don't know, a little bit more know-how in the market. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But lots of high-profile hires and ramping up staff, which leads me to believe both of these exchanges do expect to see a large influx of new users in the near future. All right. The force is strong in me. Use the Ripple. Well, let's look at this, guys. I will say this. You guys are probably, I'm going to get probably a massive number of thumbs down for this. I got in on Ripple last year. When it was still in the cents. I sold all my Ripple at $3. Sold all my Ripple at $3. So I Charlie lead it, except I didn't actually own anything there. Yeah, I exited at the top on that, and just because I didn't see it being, as soon as I knew that it wasn't getting listed on Coinbase, I sold my whole position. So I have not held any Ripple since then, and let's talk about why I don't really care much for Ripple. So one main reason is just massive amount of pre-mined supply. Massive amount. So I like cryptocurrency because it is an anti-inflationary currency. It is a hedge against the fact that the Fed can continue to print as many dollars as they ever want, and manipulate interest rates to make the value of those dollars effectively just go down over time. So I'm not a big fan of that, and you know, this is part of what attracted me to Bitcoin in the first place, was the fact that there's only going to be 21 million ever. A number of them are completely lost, and I don't want to hear the argument that you can just fork it and that's good, because how's that working out for Bcash? Not so well, right? We all know who's the real Bitcoin. I'm clearly on team BTC, not BCH. Do hold a little bit of BCH, but it's just was the benefit I had at the fork, and it's just sitting in the wallet. So every once in a while I start to think that I like what Roger Ver has to say, but overall I just think that BCH is by and large a dilution of the market from Bitcoin. I think those are resources that could have gone back into the Bitcoin blockchain and continued to make it more robust and durable. Anyway, yeah, so let's talk a little bit more about Ripple. One thing I want to show you guys, so obviously let's just go over to the charts. XRP, clear down here. So obviously Ripple is mooning. You know, this is not financial advice, but don't FOMO. Don't FOMO. If you are not in this trade already, I would be waiting for it to cool back off, because as we know, it is never a smart thing to jump in as soon as an asset is has gone parabolic, and boy, that's about as parabolic as it gets right there. Anyway, so huge gains for anybody that was a Ripple holder from anything before the 10th. You are up roughly about 53%. If you sold at the top, you're still up 40 some odd percent right now. So massive gains. And I would just like to point out, guys, oh wow, so actually a total of up to 78% gains from the breakout on the 17th, which is bananas amounts of money. But I would like to point out, I did call this. Even if I don't like Ripple, I did call it. What do we see here, guys? Do you see my little pink lines? If you go back and watch my stream from the other day, I said it looks like Ripple's getting ready for another leg up. And boy, did it take a leg up. Here is my, this is generally a continuation pattern, right? This wedge right here is generally a continuation pattern. When you are looking on, if it's at the end of a bullish movement, and boom, there it went again. So it is way run up right now. I'd be waiting for that to pull back, but you know, again, like I said, never enter a trade at the top. Wait for it to pull back. I wouldn't even consider entering this trade until it's back down around that 32 cents mark. But anyway, if you were in that trade from that time, then awesome. I'm super jealous. I did not ride the train. I saw the setup, and I still didn't ride the train because I'm not a big fan. What is XRP? XRP is Ripple. I'll tell you what, guys. While we're on the subject, if you really want to know what XRP is and why I like Ripple versus, I'm sorry, why I don't like Ripple and why I do like Stellar, we got a report for that over on Cryptosomniac.com. You guys can actually check this out for free. This is one that we did for the Advantage back earlier this year, and we have actually put this out and broken it down, so you can check this out for free. Head over to Cryptosomniac.com, and there it is right there, Ripple versus Stellar. We take a deep dive into it. Tons of information in there. Talks about the tech, talks about the differences between the two tokens, differences in projects and advisors. So you can get a feel for why I prefer Stellar to Ripple personally. They are very similar projects, but anyway, go ahead and check that out, guys. Look, it's all broken down here. In fact, I'll click into it. We got to talk about their algorithms. We talk about how the system works. So this is just extremely robust. We even have a TLDR for those of you who are not into reading the full the full write-up, but just comparison and contrasting between the two, all the sources. So fantastic report. Shout out to Henrique on that one, Trazik. Awesome work by this man, and great report. So definitely, if you don't know what XRP is and you don't know what Stellar is, it's a great place to go find out exactly what they are, because we do a very detailed write-up on that. So definitely recommend taking a peek at that. But yeah, again, no way to FOMO into that. Exactly. All right, let's see here. Volume is a bit low. Let me see if I can turn myself up a little bit. One moment, please. Audio. Hold on a second here, guys. Pull out the old compressor and see what happens when I give it a little boost. Come on, fella. Check, check, check. Any better? Any better, guys? Hopefully that's reasonable volume. I don't want to blow out the speakers or peak the levels. So, check, check. 1 2 1 2. I hope that's good. That's about as loud as I can make it. It's clipping red over on my monitor here, so I hope it doesn't sound like hot garbage through your speakers. Anyway, all right, let's see. Man, I'm the best to catch XRP. I got 2, bought more at 3, sell at 25. Oh, JF Airplane. Well, sir, I mean, a lot of people did FOMO in, and this is exactly why we say hashtag no FOMO. Never FOMO in. Never FOMO in, guys. Again, not financial advice, just smart, practical, just practical, common sense. Never buy at the high, because there's 9 times out of 10 when anything goes parabolic like this, it's going to pull back and give you an opportunity to get into it for a little bit less than what it is at the high. Also, not very sustainable, and let's talk about that. So with this parabolic pump that we see here, I would like to also show you that, let's take a look at the shorts. Look at that. Shorts climbing significantly as well. So here, as a matter of fact, let's go back over to this and let me just compare XRP shorts. So the longs were, or you could see it ran up super hard. The shorts are starting to increase anytime the thing goes running up like that. So I would be very careful. I don't know that the price is sustainable, and it looks like a lot of people in the market are betting that it isn't. So just wanted to point that out. Be careful on that, guys, because the shorts are stacking up. So if you're a leverage trader, margin trader, maybe you want to go take advantage of that. Entirely your prerogative, but that's just something I wanted to point out to you guys. Because I saw it. So anyway, all right, let's see what else. I was listening to another YouTuber, and she was saying to get out of the privacy coins because the SEC won't allow people to hide where the money comes from. Listen, this is true, right? This is true. I think that is a definite possibility that the SEC is not going to be about it. You know, I mean, the privacy coins directly violate or go against anti-money laundering and KYC laws, which are very strong here in the United States. That being said, as long as you're not holding it on an exchange, what are they going to do about it? As long as the network is still on, you know, maybe you can't trade it on an exchange, but there's no reason you still couldn't use it as a privacy token. There's no way. I mean, basically, send it to a wallet, send it to another wallet, and then if they want to see it, it's gone. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not advocating hiding your money, but I am saying that I don't think that there's anything that they could really do about it if they want to shut it down. They can make it a lot more difficult to trade it, but ultimately they can't stop its usage because this is a peer-to-peer decentralized currency. Monero, Zcash, Zencash, these things all have privacy built into them, and while I do think that they would have a very difficult time getting it approved to be a security or something like that, I don't really think that the man at large can do anything about it as long as the network stays on. So that's my 2 satoshis on that. All right, let's see. Lol says, Rondos, don't know what you're laughing at, but glad I'm entertaining. What's happening? Rip Rap to the Moon, haven't seen you in a while. Cyber Kenobi, what's up? You know, we've got a theory on that in the Moon Lounge, a theory on the low. I mean, who knows when the bottom comes in, guys, but I honestly think 5,800 is like my low target for Bitcoin. I don't know that we're going to see it in the near future. I don't know. I thought it was going to go down there a lot sooner. But you know, this is a highly volatile and highly manipulated market. We all are aware of this, and it looks like the whales have decided to pump the price in the short term. I will say this is starting to look a little bit like a descending triangle, which generally is bearish, but I do see this one wick here, so I would like to watch and see what this next candle does. Maybe they take a look on the 30-minute. So I would like to see a little bit more push. A little bit more push. I would like to see some wicks on the bottom of these bars to make me think that maybe it could push a little bit higher. The wicks on the top means the bears are kind of slapping it back down. So can it sustain 6,500? Not looking super confident on that right now, but we will see. We could have another big shakeout move like this. This right here was a big whale pushing around their weight in order to create some liquidity. Got a lot of people to hit their stop losses, and then got a lot of people to FOMO in and took advantage of it on both sides. So wish I were able to do so, but I'm not a whale. Anyway, what's the yellow candle, says Rondos. I can tell you what the yellow candle is. The yellow, so this is, I use an indicator called the wave trend cross lazy bear. So you guys, if you look down here on my chart, you see here, this is the squeeze momentum from lazy bear. This is the wave trend cross from lazy bear. So you'll notice this blue candle here, and you'll notice here's another blue candle. Those are when it posts the sell signal. See it here on the cross? And then you'll notice all these yellow ones are when it posts the buy signal. So again, this is not bulletproof, guys. This is just another indicator I use in conjunction with all the rest of them to help me make my decisions. But anyway, that's what that yellow candle is showing, is that it hit a buy signal on the 1 hour for the wave trend cross. On that note, I believe that I saw Cardano. Nope, it wasn't Cardano. What did I see? I saw, that was it. Binance coin just, well, it looks like it just closed its daily candle and is now printing a red one, but it had just hit that buy signal there. Volume is looking pretty good. I am hoping to see Binance push up and try to test this resistance here back up closer to 1900, but a ways to go before that happens. All right. Always buy the dip, then the lower dip, then the lower dip. The panic sell only at the bottom to see it rip right. Yeah, that's how you don't want to trade. That's called weak hands. That's called weak hands. Yeah, selling is just, honestly, this is I'm not, no financial advice. I'm no expert. There's no financial advisor. And this is just my personal information is don't be putting money into this that you can't afford to lose. Like literally, as soon as you buy some Bitcoin, just write that off as gone. Don't count it as like, oh, that's money in the bank in the near future. Write it off as gone. That's money you spent at the bar. That's money you spent on a fancy dinner. That's money you spent taking your significant other out to, you know, or taking your kids on vacation. Just keep it thinking of it that way, and that way it doesn't hurt your feelings if it does go to zero, because a lot of these things can. Do I think they're going to? No. Many of them will, but I try to only focus on the coins that I think will not go to zero. So anyway, that's what I would say with that. That's the reason that people will buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, wait for it to pump and just ride it all the way down and then panic sell right before the market takes off. It's because they are playing with money that they can't afford to lose. Do not get into this game with money you can't afford to lose. It is volatile as hell and an easy way to get wrecked. So, you know, I should think that that's just common sense, but maybe not. Anyway, that's, again, my 2 Satoshis. So, all right, man, we got a ton of people active. I love it when you guys are active in the chat. This is fantastic. XRP is a long-term hold. Maybe so, man. Maybe so. I mean, it's the banks. The banks are buying in. They just announced 4 different partnerships this week. Guys, you do know that the XRapid network is not powered by XRP, right? They don't correlate. So all these banks partnerships, and if they do decide to use this network, it doesn't require the token. And if it doesn't require the token, why is the token's value pegged to the partnerships that the company's making? Doesn't make sense to me. Seems like a really good way for the bankers to extract your Bitcoin. And I'll tell you, they are definitely interested in extracting your Bitcoin, which is why we have seen so much market manipulation. They are definitely interested in getting into this market. They understand the value, and they are trying to beat that price down to as low as possible. Ripple's a great way to give your Bitcoin back to the banks and allow them to continue in the current financial system. And if you're cool with that, then more power to you. But that's not what I'm here for personally. All right, let's see here. Privacy coins will be even better, says Crypto Motive. Yeah, I agree. I think privacy coins are going to, whether or not they are legal, I think privacy coins are going to have a place in this space for a very, very long time. Strictly because of the nature of, there's a lot of people that just don't want everybody in their business. And I can think of legitimate legal uses for it. So if I'm a salaried employee and I am accepting my payment in cryptocurrency, I would prefer that you not be able to track the wallet address and go find out and see how much I'm paid. So I would take my salary in a some sort of privacy coin or something like that, were the whole world to have shifted over to a blockchain economy. But there are legitimate uses for it, other than, everybody says it's only for drug dealers or child traffickers or things like that. I could not support that kind of activity. Those are terrible people that do those sort of things. But I also use cash for a lot of different things. So for me, it's just like cash. Anyway, all right, that's what I think about that. Thoughts on PundiX? Okay, here's my actual thoughts on PundiX. I think that it has some potential, but I think they are going to be fighting a strong uphill battle because you have to buy hardware, right? That's just it. Any of these other projects, and not to shill our own stuff, but Monarch's got the fiat to crypto solution, and you don't need a new device. It all can happen from within the wallet or the client. So it doesn't require having new hardware, whereas things like Square, PundiX, things like that, anything like that that interacts with the blockchain does require you to purchase some hardware. So I think you're going to have an uphill battle because keep in mind, again, do we see the entire world's wealth switching to cryptocurrencies tomorrow? No, it's going to take a while, right? We're hoping for it. We're all here doing this to push towards adoption, but it's very unlikely that we're going to see that happen in the immediate future. And as a result, all these merchants are still going to be using their, Elevon or whatever, like payment processor, 9X. I don't even know. I'm just trying to remember names I've seen on these credit card processing machines, but they're still going to have all of that plus. So we'll see. I think getting them to acquire new hardware is going to be a little bit challenging. That being said, I do think PundiX is a pretty solid product overall. I just think they might be coming to market at the wrong time. Anyway, my 2 Satoshis there. All right, let's see. There's learn to talk. There is literally no money in crypto right now. Once adoption comes, the overall market cap will swell and cause ripple in rankings. XRP has real utility. Fair enough, says Cyber Kenobi. I'm just not a huge fan of giving my Bitcoin to the banks, and that's what it is, right? That's just a repeat of the fractional banking system that we've already got in place with the Fed. And I'm pretty sure, if I recall correctly, that you lean to be a little bit more personal responsibility wise. So while I will take a trade in the short term in and out on Ripple, I can't support it long term because I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in what they're trying to do. But I do think that you're right, there is going to be a use case for it in the market. I'm just not going to support that use case. All right. Let's see. Why do people focus on market cap? Do you know how much US dollars are in circulation? I did after I looked it up. These aren't companies. I think doing so is a mistake. Oh, that's maybe a fair thing there. I think people focus on the market cap because it's just a good indicator of how much money is coming in or out of the market, right? If the market cap stays around the same and we see a huge bunch of volume, that's generally going to mean that money's just shifting around, right? I mean, the market cap is by and large stayed the same, and we don't see the volume fluctuate around. So basically, money is just moving around from different currencies to other currencies. I think people focus on the market cap because if you see a massive amount of money come into these projects, into the market, it'll spike the volume, spike the market cap, and then it just shows that there's money coming into the market. Now that being said, is it coming from all one source? Is it coming from multiple different sources? Ideally, I think that the important factor here is when massive amounts of money do come into this, that they're not all coming from one place. So if you get 3 big players come in and they all invest billions of dollars, that doesn't really give that dilution that we need, that decentralization that helps provide stability. It just adds to more possibility for manipulation. So something to be aware of. All right, let's see. Yeah, they're not companies, but well, they are companies. They're networks. This is a new paradigm ultimately. So I think maybe that's the problem. Is there's a lot of people that are still, myself included, functioning in the old paradigm. I try to shift over, but by and large, I'm still valuing my cryptos against their fiat value, for better or for worse, and I think most people are. That being said, I personally am pushing towards the day when a Bitcoin is worth a Bitcoin, and we don't care how many dollars or yen or euros or anything else. I'm hoping for the day when I go on Amazon and I can buy things in Satoshis. That's the day I'm looking forward to. But until then, this is the system is what it is, and we've got to try to push it forward and build the bridges where we can, and just try to try the best we can to keep it from just being a repeat of the existing financial system, because we already know that it doesn't work, or at least it doesn't work for everybody. All right, let's see. I just buy every dip and hold for the 5-year. That's a great way to go. Dollar cost averaging is that's by and large, I think dollar cost averaging, for the majority of retail investors, I think dollar cost averaging is going to probably be a better strategy than trading, primarily just because most people don't have the patience, or the what's the word I'm looking for? They don't have the discipline, right? They say, oh, I'm gonna enter this trade here and exit here, and then they see it go up and pump, and instead of just exiting the trade and taking the profit as they planned, they get greedy, ride it up, ended up going down. It's kind of like people that stay too long at the blackjack table. Pick up your money, pick up your winnings, guys, pick up your winnings. That'd be what I do anyway. All right, let's see. What else? Throwback 50 shirt. Yeah, you like this? Pretty snaz. I like it. I'm a fan. I got a couple of them. They're nice. They make me feel slightly stylish in this LA summer heat. It is god awful hot here, and I like a colored shirt every so often. Anyway, all right. I appreciate the compliment. Cryptomotive, you don't need KYC at local coin swap, just sign up with email. Yeah, so actually Changely is also an email only for KYC, depending on which asset you're trading. Wouldn't recommend trading your Monero on there, because they will lock up your assets if they see a significantly large purchase going from Bitcoin to a privacy coin. Keep that in mind when you're trading on these no KYC exchanges, but Shapeshift has implemented KYC. Changely's got very light KYC. It's kind of like level 1 at Binance. Good to know about local coin swap. Definitely something I'm going to have to take a look into. Curious about the liquidity on there. Do you know about that, Otto Midas? How's the liquidity? Do orders fill quickly? Excuse me, because I certainly don't want to enter a trade and get jammed up. So let's see. Cyber Kenobi says, because it's the best, fastest, and cheapest coin. No, I'm not sure which one you're talking about, unless you mean Ripple. Let's see. Do I know? I'm not falling for that one. Almost got me though. Well, hey, you can like whatever you like, guys. Ultimately, I'm not here to tell you what to like. I'm here to try to give you as much information about the projects that I've looked into so you can make your own decisions. So, if you guys are, maybe you guys are fine with the central banking system. Maybe you guys are fine with fractional reserve banking that's going to steadily rob you of your wealth no matter how much you save, and give it to people that understand how financial markets work. Because I am pretty willing to bet that the financial literacy of most people is nowhere near that of the level of people that are running the SEC, running stock markets, running Wall Street exchanges, family offices, et cetera, et cetera. These people know how to manipulate the market, and we are in an unregulated market. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. So, all right, well, I might have just gotten called out by Jane Smith. Pretty sure you just gave your viewers false information while speaking as factual. XRapid will use XRP. So when did that happen? Because the Ripple coin was never correlated to utilizing their network. So if the bankers, so listen, I always will be happy to change my opinion when presented with new information. So if I'm wrong there, then great. But historically, none of the partnerships that they've made, Western Union, et cetera, it's not like they're buying the tokens or utilizing the tokens to transfer the money. Unless that's changed. Maybe that's changed. I would have to do a little bit of research. So fair play, fair point to you there, Jane Smith. I could be mistaken, but last time I checked, they don't have to use the token in order to move the money around the network, which mean that I failed to correlate. But if that is the case, then I stand corrected. Again, I don't know that for sure, but I will look into it at your recommendation. All right, let's see. I'm confused. You said our XRP has a use case that you won't support, but if banks aren't, I'm not sure what you're saying there, Shelltop. I mean, I don't like XRP. I think it does have a use case, right? I mean, obviously should I say, it's right now it has a use case peer-to-peer, right? You can pay each other with Ripple, sure, no problem. It works great. But they can continue to devalue that currency. How much it is worth, they can just dump more Ripple on the market at any time. How is that different than the United States fractional reserve banking system with the Fed? How's it different? I fail to see the difference. Please point out the errors in my logic if they're there, because that just doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, all right. All right, so Cyber Kenobi says, not that new. Closest correlation is a commodity. Yeah, exactly. But still different. Not exactly the same. All right. So XRapid will use XRP as an intermediary source of liquidity through the XRP ledger. You seem biased against it and you're giving false information. Well, if I was giving incorrect information, it's not like I'm trying to intentionally mislead anyone. If that is the case, then great news. If they are using it for liquidity, then I guess that the XRP token will have some, could potentially have some value anyway. Anyway, I still think it's going to dump in the short term. It's run up way too high. So I would, yeah, oh, and look at that. Yeah, it's just run up way too high to sustain that price. I think it's going to dump, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Could be wrong. What do I know? I'm just somebody on YouTube that knows how to read a chart. But I was right yesterday that it was moving up. Anyway, all right, so let's see here. Imagine holding for 5 years with dividends. LCS is my favorite. I don't know what LCS is. I feel like Automidas might be somebody coming on here to shill their thing in my chat. I don't know who you are, Automidas, but I've seen you shilling the same thing a couple days in a row. Do you hold Stellar? I do hold Stellar. Yes, I do, and I prefer it to Ripple specifically. Well, there's a number of reasons. And again, if you want to see that, Jane, you want to see what my reasons are, go on over to Cryptosomniac.com, home, and take a look at our Ripple versus Stellar report. There's a whole bunch of information on why I prefer Stellar to Ripple there. All right, so every month 1 billion of XRP are released from escrow. Whatever they don't sell goes back into escrow for another 5 years. All right, fair enough. Well, I don't. They're releasing it. It's too inflationary. It's still too close to the Fed in my estimation. So I'm a much more firm believer in coins like Bitcoin, that there is only a finite supply ever. There's not a huge pre-mined amount that was already rewarded to the founders. Things like that. You know, that's what I look into. You know, previously when I was looking into ICOs and things like that, more frequently last year, often when I was looking at the token economics, I was trying to figure out how much are they pre-mining and what are they allotting it to, because a lot of that was cash grab business. So anyway, definitely something to pay attention to. All right, lots of buyers. I trade there myself. Volume is same. How local Bitcoin has started. Next week, the volume will be live for each crypto. With dividends, will be much higher. All right, Automidas, perhaps. XRapid can use any digital asset, but XRP is a liquidity tool. This is what Cyber Kenobi says. And it happens to be faster, cheaper, trustworthy, and reliable. Trustworthy? Trustworthy. Maybe. Michael Ellis, still falling, made a quick buck, but hate XRP, it's dumping. I think that's, again, guys, just as a trader, I have no problem making money on something I don't like, right? But I try to be slightly ethical about it. You know, I certainly wouldn't buy Hitler coin or whatever. not gonna support any of that kind of stuff. But yeah, regardless of whether I like XRP or not, I think that given its position in the market, when the bull market turns around, a lot of people are going to buy it because it's cheap and it's got a name, right? So I do think that there is money to be made on it in the future. But again, it's not an asset that I support. Cyber Kenobi. One of these days, I don't know, guys. It's again, I held Ripple, but I sold it at $3. So I pulled a Charlie Lee. Didn't think it was sustainable. Sold it all at the top. All right. Are you still waiting to buy stuff? I'm about to sell my car so I can throw whatever I've got before it rockets. Still expect it to go lower. Again, I still think we might see another leg down. I'm waiting to see. We got that ETF decision pushed out till December 29th. I don't know. I'm hoping for bull market sometime towards October. Lot of people that I've been having conversations with are kind of leaning that direction. Again, you know, I don't know for sure. No such thing as a crystal ball, but I'm hoping we might see. Historically, you know, the end of the year has been pretty good for the crypto markets, and I'm hoping that this year is no different. I don't think we're going back to 20K, but who knows? Yeah. Ivan Paredes, yeah, don't sell your car or home. Yeah, seriously, don't ever do that, guys. I mean, I don't know. It's maybe you're gamblers. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money, but I certainly wouldn't. But I have been sitting fiat into my trading accounts and just letting it sit there and accumulate, waiting for what I think is the bottom. You know, again, I don't think there's a problem with dollar cost averaging into projects that you like, but yeah, I'm a pretty cautious conservative trader, guys. So I haven't made a ton of trades this year. I wait until I'm pretty confident in them, and when I do make those, I generally let you guys know about it. Yeah, I know, because it's kind of a dick move to say I sold it at $3, but I didn't. There was no way it was going over that. All these people keep talking about, oh, it's going to go to $589 before the end of the year, things like that. I've seen all kinds of wild claims, and I think just doing the math, you'll find that there's just no chance. Could it go back to $3? Maybe. I think realistically, we might find a nice price level around dollar coin, something like that. Go figure. Right there, pegged with that fiat currency. But I don't know. Anyway, still not a fan. Any thoughts on where Nano's going? Let's take a look. Well, Stochastic's looking a little bit run up right now on the daily, but let's take a look at some smaller intervals here. Just hit that buy on the wave trend cross on the 2 hour. That was back at about 3 o'clock, and it's still running up. Let's take a look at some smaller intervals. Looks like it might be cooling off a little bit. I don't know. It could have a little bit more. It could have a little bit further up to go, but I don't know. I wouldn't be looking to enter the trade right now. Again, it's already run up quite a bit. If I were looking to play this one, I would be looking to pick it up somewhere between 37, 80 sats, something like that, and so somewhere between there and 38, 42. And then I'd just be looking to exit that trade again by where these recent candle wicks are. I don't know. I think Nano's an undervalued project. Super fast transaction times. Yeah, it was just getting beat down during crypto winter. Has since had a pretty nice little recovery there, and is holding its price pretty well. So again, if that's one you're looking at for a long term, then feel free to play it like I just said. Any thoughts, Nano? Oh, so Cyber Kenobi says CZ sold his house. That worked out well. Sold my house and bought Bitcoin in 2014. Immediately the price went from 600 to 200 and stayed there for 2 years, but I didn't sell. I knew the price would go up again, and it did. So guys, that's ultimately the deal on Bitcoin in general, right? I was buying it the entire year last year. I was buying it right up until about June this year, just here and there. You know, I would wait to find my entries at the low. I have not gotten into a trade in Bitcoin for quite some time now, just waiting for the bottom to come in. But I am of the same opinion. It's, you know, I'm not concerned with the fact that I bought some when it was still closer to 10 grand, or that I bought some when it was still closer to 15 grand, or what. I'm not concerned with that, because I do think it can go back up over that. Anytime in the near term future, maybe not, but I'm a believer in this stuff long term, guys. So it's something I plan on holding on to for some time. And yeah. If CZ says sell your house and buy Bitcoin, yeah, I wouldn't advise it, guys. But again, it's you can ultimately at the end of the day, investing is a form of gambling, so you can gamble with your money however you want. Like I said, I'm considerably more conservative than most. I've still got plenty of my fiat hedged in traditional investments. But again, I found the value of cryptocurrency. I like that it is anti-inflationary, or at least some of them are, and I do think it's got a lot of potential to actually change the world, as naive or ridiculous as that may sound. So I'm long on it. You smile less when you talk about buying Bitcoin. Oh, how dare you? How dare you? No, you notice I smiled about selling Ripple. Anyways, guys, this is getting long here. I have just been ranting and ranting. So one more thing I wanted to take a look at was Tron. I thought Tron was looking decent. Where did I see it? What time frame? Yeah, I was looking at here. So it looks like we've had one wave, two waves. So I think Tron might be getting ready for another leg up, but I'm not liking this candle right here that is printing right now on the 4 hour. Yeah, we hit that buy signal at 1 o'clock. Looks like it did pump a bit and has since come back down. And it's looking like it's finding its new value point right now just by Lazy Bear. It looks like buy pressure is starting to drop off, and if we look on the MACD, it looks like it may be cooling down there a little bit as well. Yeah, sure enough. So I suspect we might see that coming back down. I was looking a little bit better earlier today when I was starting to put the show together. So I would keep an eye out here for, so this is looking like a little bit of a cup and handle to me. It's not super deep cup. I would like to see if this doesn't go any further down than about this wick, I could expect that it might run up again. I'd be looking to enter the trade somewhere around there, 320 sats. I'd be looking to exit the trade somewhere about 380 sats, something like that. Anyway, small gain, nothing major, but wanted to saw it looking like it was going to set up. You got a potential for a 17% gain. So anyway, do with that information what you will. Looks like it is bouncing off on the daily. It looks like it is bouncing off the 50-period moving average. So if we can get it over that, then I will think that it definitely could take off and run back up to where I would target the exit. Anyway, on that, if I were entering this trade, I would also be setting my stop loss at right about 300 sats. Yeah, right about 300 sats. All right. So Bitcoin will be 17K middle of December. Boy, I hope you're right, man. I really hope you're right, because yeah, it would sure restore a lot of investor confidence in the market. All right, guys. With that, I think that's enough ranting for me and enough argument about Ripple. Definitely going to go ahead and look into that XRP X Rapid thing. I would hate to say I'm misspeaking, so take whatever anybody on YouTube says with a grain of salt. But anyways, guys, like I said, I always try to provide the best information that I can to the best of my knowledge, and I do reserve the right to change my opinion when presented with new information. So with that said, let's give away some crypto. How do we give away crypto? How do we give away crypto? We do 3 ways. We give it away on YouTube, on Twitter, and on Facebook. And all you've got to do to be eligible is give me a comment below this video, not up here in the chat, down here in the video comments. Give me a comment with your ERC20 address. You got to put the ERC20 address in. So anyhow, yeah, I got to put the ERC20 address in there to be eligible. And let's see, what else? What else do I want to know? We already did the top 3. So you tell me, XRP or XLM? What do you prefer? So I wanted your ERC20 address and which of those 2 tokens you prefer, guys, because I want to know. Or you know, if you think they're both horse feathers and you've got another coin, feel free to put that in there. But I want to know what you like better on that. And yes, shout out to Sam. He has been coming back on, and yeah, he'll be coming on periodically, guys. So keep an eye out for Sam. He'll be coming on hopefully again sometime in the near future. And I appreciate you guys all watching. Anyways, back to this giveaway. So give me a comment on YouTube down below with your ERC20 address and whether you prefer Stellar or Ripple. Give me a retweet if you are watching on Twitter, and if you are on Facebook, give me a like and a share to be eligible. And with that, let's go ahead and give away some free crypto. Random number generator. So it will be 1 for YouTube, 2 for Twitter, 3 for Facebook. Close my eyes and right on the money. Number 2. So it is Twitter, and let's go over to Twitter. Look at this. I was actually on my game today and pulled this stuff up. Boy, Tyler's saying all kinds of crazy things. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people over here, and let's go back over to the random number generator. Easy to win now these days, guys. Easy to win. So, who is the winner? Number 2. That moved, right? Yeah, it must have. All right. Number 2, BitMoon. BitMoon. We will get you some free crypto. You just won yourself some free crypto, and just like that, guys, that is how you are eligible to win. I appreciate everybody, you guys watching, and I will be back on hopefully tomorrow. If not, can't comment down below. Why not? Just put in a comment. Do you have a YouTube account? I think you might have to have a YouTube account. I don't know. It's super easy. All you got to do is go down here and just add a public comment. Jason, you have okay hair. And then ERC20 address. Boom, just like that. Pretty simple. All right. It's okay hair, right? Still have most of it. Hasn't all fallen out yet. It's good. Anyways, guys, that is it for me. See you guys tomorrow. Until then, keep your stop losses tight. See you in the Moon Lounge. Later, guys.